the stream, nor are you guys. Let me just sort that out. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another Track Titan Community Race stream. And we are here on the dawn of a new season, Season 4. Here it is. We've been waiting for it, and it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better than ever. Round 1 sees us take on Formula 1 cars from 2013. This is the Ferrari F138. Driven historically by Alonso and Massa in that historic F1 season here at Portimao in Portugal. Joining me in the commentary booth today, oh sorry, I'm getting me things wrong. Joining me in the commentary booth today there is Tom Jones for the race commentary, and then we'll also have Spitz on alongside us just to keep a track of what else is going on track. First of all, Tom, how are you doing? You're looking forward to the new season?
I'm good. I'm very pleased to be here. It's I would say it's been too long, but I think I was here for the last race of last season. So, it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm excited to be back. I'm looking forward to this. I love this car. I love the noise it makes, and I love this track. So it's a good place to start.
Great place to start. And then Spitzlam, our roving reporter for the lower reaches of the championship. How are you? How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back in the commentary box.
Yeah, it's always great to hear from you, Spitzlam, and great to have everyone back on the stream. Thank you to everyone for joining us on the stream this evening. We have got a busy grid here today at Portimao, and let's take a quick look at the circuit here. There we go, actually looking at it. 4.6 kilometers of circuit, 15 corners. It's a beautiful circuit here in the Portuguese countryside. Goes up and over so many hills, and you can see some nice pre-prepared visuals of the circuit on your screens there. Yeah, like I said, a very busy grid, and the drivers are already out racing. So let's go take a look at them. There we go. Drivers on the screen now qualifying. Currently, Max Newt 7 is in the lead of the qualifying. He's got the provisional pole position with a 1 minute 27.80, but that's a very decent time. I think in the weekly hot lap challenge that precedes this race, Ryan and Max were the only two in the 120s, right?
Yeah, they were both 120.9 if I remember correctly. I'll check my data sheet, but yeah, I think that's the fastest we've had around here. 129.925 was Max Newt's PB, wow, which was the fastest from the hot lap challenge. So yeah.
So Max is really setting the bar now here for us at Portimao, putting in a faster lap time than he has all week in qualifying. And that's going to be a high bar for Ryan Skywalker to pip. He's currently got a 1:21.066. And I must mention, we do have quite a few new faces joining us in the Community Race series that come through as part of the Skywalker Young Driver Program. Mike O'Hagan is a Ryan Skywalker associate, as is Sebastian A. and Damien Hall. So Damien currently sat in 7th, Sebastian sat 15th, and Mike currently sat in 3rd provisionally in qualifying with 1 minute 56 remaining. He could be a new contender for the top of the pack, couldn't he?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see. He is 0.8 of a second off in 3rd place, but he is in fact in 3rd place. So, sorry, correct me, I'm wrong. He's 0.8 slower than Ryan and 1.1 seconds off the lead, which in Track Titan terms is very close.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, across the entire grid at the minute, all the way down to Sebastian A, I think it is, underneath Keith, there's only just about 5.5 seconds between them all. So as far as spreading an open sim racing series goes, it's not terrible. Spitzlam, you're our resident driver that's usually 5.5 seconds off the back. We've got drivers like Keith Altsmans, like we, and Mad Bull sat down there. Do you think they're going to be able to improve on their lap time?
I think definitely this is a track you can improve at. You can do so many mistakes with only 15 turns on the track. It's a very high skill track with some of the sausage curbs, as I don't know, you are not fun, Ryan, some of the sausage curbs being bigger than the wheels of the F1 car.
They are.
I think there's a lot of space to improve for everyone.
Yeah, certainly. You make a very good point. Them sausage curves you can see on your screen right now. There's a huge one on the inside of that downhill left-hander. And it'll just absolutely eat these cars alive.
Ryan's just gone pole.
Goodness gracious me. Ryan Skywalker, the 1:27.11. That's an amazing lap time from the South African driver, putting it on pole ahead of Max Newt 7 with only 15 minutes remaining. Whereabouts is Max Newt on track right now?
He's just gone through the hairpin. I'm watching on board with him. he's not setting the timing screens alight. So I don't think he's going to have the pace for this.
Wow, this could be a very interesting one. Ryan Skywalker pretty much nailing it right at the finish. The checkered flag does start to fall now, so the drivers are going to be coming across the line to finish their final flying laps here. And yeah, wow, so Max 67, let's jump up and see what he's got to do here to answer to Ryan Skywalker.
Yeah, I'm looking at his split timings. He's down. He's down where he needs to be, is what I'm trying to get at here. He did take a slower lap the lap before, so I wonder if he's had a mega last sector. He's going to need it if he wants to take the pole position here. Big run up to the line, a long way to the straight. Does feel like an absolute eternity, and not enough. Not enough.
Not enough at all. 121.339, which we say not enough at all. That's enough to put him in second position if he hadn't already got his fast lap, but he is going to have to settle for that second spot on the grid. Henry Comsey pumps in a lap time of a 121.628. That puts him into third position, and our third position man from last season regains his rightful spot with his brand spanking new PC. He's got no bad laptops to complain about this time, has he?
No. Just the next one will be instant, I think.
Naturally. No racing drivers ever in the wrong, are they? We've got two drivers going side by side, racing to the line here. Who's this? This is Michelle Rodriguez, and I'm not sure who that is alongside him. Oh, it's a new driver.
It'll be a red car.
It is a red car, yeah.
It's Roger, and I cannot pronounce the last name.
We'll stick with Roger.
Norwegian.
That's a name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce either. Well, we'll see. Roger Sale will go for. Well, here we go. We've got 19 drivers on the grid, nearly a full F1 grid waiting for us here. And look at the wide variety of liveries. You've got Ryan Skywalker on pole position in that Force India livery with the White and McKay sponsorship. I love it. Alongside is that Max? No, that is Max actually. That's Max. And then there's Ryan in the Monster livery. On pole position, very shiny. And what are you saying, Tom?
I was going to say that Force India livery is absolutely fantastic.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
And what about the Toro Rosso of Henry Comsey?
Exactly.
Have
Just
you guys
on your screen
noticed?
now, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's shiny. It's everything you want
Blue.
from one of these liveries. It's shiny. It's blue. It certainly is a Red Bull livery.
No, that's a Toro Rosso livery. That's not a Red Bull.
Well, I mean, yeah, all the same.
Ryan definitely did a great job with the liveries.
He really did this time around, yeah, definitely. Michael Hagan lines up on fourth position. He's got the normal Ferrari livery. And then behind him, it's Dennis Bosman. He managed to put himself up into fifth position. He's in that blue Ferrari livery. And then you've got a new driver in Gulikshek. He is in sixth position in that Ferrari livery there. And then you've got Little Skittle in that yellow, no, not yellow Ferrari. Why has it jumped around? White Ferrari, there we go. So calm down, Frank Ocean. No more white Ferraris for us. I best stop talking about liveries and start looking at the grid because we're going to get going in the next minute. So, an interesting race to come. We'll see how this one goes out. It's the first race. I don't know who to back, but I know one man who always knows who's to back, and that's Spitzlam. Spitzlam, who's going to be in the lead by the first corner, mate?
Definitely, we have the newcomers, so I can pick Mike, but I think I'm going to go for Henry, with him being confident with the new computer.
Henry Comsey from third position. He's going to make up all the positions. He's going to dive through the middle of Ryan Skywalker and Max 7, and he's going to take the lead. Well, bold prediction from Spitzlam, but that's exactly why I ask you every single time. 19 drivers on the grid, ready to go. Tom, your prediction is going.
I'm going to say 3 people are going to spin off the line. That's all I can say.
Another bold prediction. 6 red lights are getting ready to go out for the 19 drivers on the grid. They do go out now, and Henry Comsey has had an awful start there. There's a driver moving through on the inside of other ones, all along the pit wall there. And whoops, my cameras are not following anyone. There we go. Let's look down to the first corner. There's drivers already off.
Gulikshek has spun. Gulikshek made slight contact, which is what's spun around. A very audacious lunge up the inside from CK Christoph. This is.
It is, and up at the head of the pack, there is a battle for the lead. Max 7 managed to move all the way around the outside of Ryan Skywalker as they came up and over the crest up the hill at turn 4 and down, breaking deep into Toro VIP. They're side by side still. Once again, Max 7 and Ryan Skywalker alongside each other. Henry Comsey is out of the picture, so these two are just going to battle on track just as they did all last season. Max 7 on the inside, Ryan Skalka sweeps around the outside. Little Skill has arrived on the scene, and he moves up the inside of Max 7. He almost gets a bit of speed on him, but he doesn't manage to as they come down the hill once again. Little Skill slots in second position. Max 7 up into first position as Ryan Skalka has to settle for second. Breaking deep, Ryan Skalka locking up his brakes as he comes over the crest and down the corner through turn 12 up towards turn 13. Uphill braking through an almost hairpin here, and Dennis Bosman has moved through on Little Skill, but Little Skill's holding that inside line very well. Michelle Rodriguez in the yellow trade delivery has arrived on the scene as they hook through Sagres corner. Round onto the final start-finish straight. Max 7 and Ryan Skywalker are locked line astern to finish this first lap, and Dennis Bosman not too far behind with Little Skill, Michelle Rodriguez and Hugh Jass rounding out the top 6. And this battle is continuing, isn't it? The top of the battle, the top of the pack, it went all last season and it's continuing in the first race.
Yeah, Ryan had such a huge speed overlap there. He didn't know what to do, and he had to get on the brakes. Obviously, he was going to go absolutely flying into the back of Max Newt. It was a bit of a funny one, that.
Yeah, certainly was. But they've started to settle in now. Max 7 leading the.
Michelle Rodriguez has had a half spin. He's managed to get it back, pointing the right way, but it's cost him about 4 seconds.
Oh goodness!
And
me.
2 positions.
Michelle Rodriguez, typical of him, really, isn't it, Tom?
No. Michelle's
being
a
nice.
very, very good driver. I'm being nice. It was a very lovely pirouette. He put it all the way one way, brought it back round. Really did belong in Black Swan. Or Swan Lake, wherever it's called.
Tom's taken out a new leaf and has decided to be nice to Michelle Rodriguez for once. Spitzlam, you've been keeping an eye on the rest of the race that we might have missed. What else has been going on track?
Carnage. Everyone in the back at the start, it was, if I remember, it was Hugh Jass going into the wall. Then Keith somehow spun on the straight, and then just the carnage in the back in the second turn. I don't know what happened. I'm at the loss of words.
So the important thing here, Spitzlam, is are you saying 3 people spun?
2 people spun.
Oh!
See, Gulicek.
So close, Tom. Well, Tom's prediction nearly came true, but it was a fair amount of carnage right at the start of that race. I barely got any of it as the cameras did not want to play ball, but nonetheless, we keep going. Max 7 and Ryan Skalka at the front of the
Alexander
pack.
Gray's just driven straight into the back of Alex Heller, I think it is, and put Alex all the way on the gravel trap at the exit turn 1.
Oh, goodness me. Alex Heller, our resident marshal, is not going to be looking at Alexander Gray very fondly after that one as they both rejoin the circuit and power down the hill once again. Alexander Gray in the purple livery. Alex Heller in that beautiful French blue Ferrari. I really like that blue Ferrari. Anyway, up at the front of the pack, the battle remains. Ryan Skywalker and Max 7 still locked at the horns, coming up over the crest, braking deep as they come through the right-hander now. Such a hard corner to get right, that one, Portimao corner. They're down the hill once again, and then it just compresses as it goes straight downhill and right back uphill into this almost hairpin. Ryan Skywalker managing the gap, keeping it underneath a second. Of course, we don't have any DRS zones at this circuit as we see Mad Bull topple down the order. He's had an incident and he's gone well off circuit.
Straight on at the corner.
That's a
Completely
shame.
locked his brake and went straight on. I watched it happen.
Shame for Mad Bull. He reckons this is his breakout year. And maybe next season, I think it is. Hugh Jass also dropping down the order, going onto the grass. That's not going to help your tyres at all, mate. That's going to cool them right down into a struggle for grip for at least another half lap as Gulicek moves past on him, as does... Oh, no, sorry, that was Hugh Jass going off. And then Mad Bull, yeah, the recovering Mad Bull has moved past Hugh Jass. So the 2 drivers with the incidents now both in 9th and now 12th as Hugh Jass has had another incident, dropped him down another few positions. Gulicek moved through on Smells Like We in the start-finish straight. And, well, I lost my original train of thought, but Gulicek's gone wide. Smells Like We's going to try and fight back on him. And he does so, breaking deep in towards turn 3 here. Smells Like We has held his nerve and he's moved through on Gulicek, and that position has been gained as they come down the slight back straight after turn 4 here. They're going to go side by side once again, going down the hill in towards Star VIP. Gulicek has the inside line, has the braking, and is through on Smells Like We, and these two are going to keep dicing for the next few laps, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. Sorry, go ahead, Spitzman.
They definitely will. I will be watching them with a straight face, and definitely I see a lot of people are struggling with this setup as well, like tons of people.
They are. I think a lot of people are struggling to get this car quite nailed down, but this is where practice comes in. You see, Ryan and Max both did over 100 laps this week on the Hot Lap Challenge server. They know what this car needs to keep it on track. Oh, Henry Comsey's had an incident. Henry Comsey in the Toro Rosso livery has gone off. He's down in 14th position and well out the points. He's had a torrid day. But yeah,
oh, Ryan's just had a half spin, as you've mentioned about how fast he can drive the car.
Oh my goodness me, Ryan, you're making me look a fool.
And Dennis is up to second now.
Dennis Bosman up into second place, and I said this before the race to Ryan Skywalker. I warned him. I said that Dennis Bosman is a dark horse. He's good in these open wheelers. He's proven that he's fast, and well, Ryan has now fallen victim to him. Ryan in third position, Dennis Bosman up in second, and Max 7 keeping a cool head as he always does and running away with it up in the head of the pack. Ryan Skywalker, Michelle Rodriguez, also dropped down a position behind Damien Hall, the rookie, if you will. Damien Hall, in his first Track Time Community race, he moved into 5th position, and what a debut this will be for, I'm not sure where he's from actually, Damien.
Damien, if I'm right, he's English.
Oh, go on the Brit.
Go on the Brit. Mad Bull has jumped down
we
another
are
position.
talking British, smells like we just overtaken Mad Bull, which is an American, so it's the superior British than the Americans. Here we go, that's what we want to see. Henry Comsey also trying to overtake Alex Heller for just a little bit of racing that he can do from the back of the grid.
Yeah, Henry Comsey trying to make as much of a race out of this as he possibly can. Mad Bull is up on Gulikzek and Smells Like We because, I'm not sure why, but the two drivers have dropped down behind the American now.
Smells like we gone off track. That's what happened.
Ah, there we go.
It's Keith out of the track as well.
Oh, that's a shame for Keith in the beautiful bottle green Ferrari there. He drops down. Mad Bull once again drops
and
down as he's decided to just go off track
it's
again.
Alex as well, going off track. And when I saw right, it's Damien Hall and Michelle Rodriguez battling for the 5th position. They were going side by side on the start-finish straight, going down to back straight. I will go to back straight, I don't care. Going into the hairpin, Damien Hall is basically smelled the exhaust fumes of Michelle Rodriguez. He is so close, you can feel it on your face.
As Mad Bull goes off once again, and Jaselski moves through on him for 11th position. Mad Bull just dropped down the odd. He's really not able to get this car stable, is he, Tom?
No, there's a couple cars that have gone off there. It's not, doesn't look as appealing as you'd expect. But then again, we saw this when F1 actually came here a couple of years ago. They couldn't keep it on the track unless you were Kimi Raikkonen, you know? So it's what it is. Ryan Skywalker now really right at the back of Dennis Bosman. He's caught the huge deficit back in the space of a lap and a half, and I just see Ryan sailing on past here. He really is just been quite a bit quicker. Dennis, he's got pace, but it's just not enough pace, if you will. As you see, Ryan's just put the fastest lap of the race in. I think Ryan was getting held back by Max Newt. Ryan's definitely got better race paces from what I've seen. Unfortunately, he's was in second and then binned it. So, you know, Ryan's sown his own difficulties for this race and is going to, unless Max Newt does something quite incredible, he's going to have to hope to beat him in the next race.
He is, and of course, next race is a reverse grid, so Ryan is going to get a more advantageous start, although they're both going to start in the back of 19 drivers. I'm not sure there's any advantages to be had there, is there? Nonetheless, Ryan Skywalker through on Dennis Bosman. Yeah, what are you going to say for this one?
There is not a hope, not at all. And right, yeah, as you said, practice makes perfect.
Oh, someone's just spun right in front of him, sorry.
It's Alexander Gray. Thanks for the information, and it's Krzysztof Jaselski as well spinning. Ryan will make up a huge deficit. He literally went in practice the last hour and just wanted to beat Max Newt's time. He beat it, but the server didn't register it. So he is mad. He's coming for revenge.
He is coming for revenge, and it's really not going to plan for him here because he had that spin before, dropping behind Dennis Bosman, and now he's 7.5 seconds adrift to Max 7, who just pumps in his personal fastest lap of the race as well on top of that. So yeah, Max doing everything he needs to do, and this is exactly what we saw from, well, what we always see from Max. He's the kind of driver that gets his head down and can clear off when he's at the head of the pack. Where Max seems to run into problems is when he has to fight through people. But he's had no such problems today, started on second, got ahead of Ryan Skywalker, and well, he's just cleared off, hasn't he?
It's what I'm hearing you calling Max Newt Lewis Hamilton up there. Very good at driving away at the front, but not very good at fighting. Is that what you've just said?
I think that's what I'm just saying. Yeah.
I only hear the truth. It's little skill spinning on the back straight.
Oh, goodness me.
It's Michelle Rodriguez and Damien Hall. Oh, it's
Quite a
just
funny.
coming right past him, still battling though. These two guys, while we were waffling a lot, like bantering about other people, these guys were still fighting the
They
whole
are.
time.
Yeah, these two having a really good fight. Michel Rodriguez enjoying his return to Assetto Corsa after a few months betraying us in Assetto Corsa Competizione. But he races better than he plays CSGO, that's for sure, isn't it, Tom?
That is one for sure. It's nice to be in the commentary box, not having to put my shoulders and carrying for a change. It's nice. no, he's doing well. It's good to see Michel up in the 4th place. He hasn't had the most uneventful of races, but he's doing well for himself. He's holding Dennis Hall back, and he's got a fair old way to get to Dennis Bosman in front, but he's doing well against Damien. He just needs to hold it up.
He does, and he's doing very well. Although here comes Damien, getting up alongside him on the start-finish straight. He's going to have the outside line for the first corner if he can hold this, but he does seem to have a lot of overspeed, and Michel Rodriguez is surely going to have to concede this position unless he can break very deep into the first corner. Indeed he does, and Damien Hall looks to sweep around the outside. He's pushed right to the edge, onto the exit curbs there. He's still on the outside line as Michel Rodriguez locks his brakes going in, as does Damien Hall. Both drivers getting a little bit squirrely as they come through the second corner there. Up and over the hill, and Michel Rodriguez has dropped down behind him, but he's got a bit of speed as he comes down this back straight and down the hill once again, breaking deep into Toro VIP. They come. Damien Hall on the inside. Michel Rodriguez now on the outside line. He's going to try and get the switchback maneuver, but he doesn't pull it off. He's going to try and get a bit of speed coming up the hill once again, and these two still locked at the horns. This is a great racing from the pair of them as they swoop through the Portimao circuit. Michel Rodriguez, do you reckon he's going to find a way past? Oh, there's change at the lead.
Ryan is first.
What has happened? What has happened?
Max spun.
How has he lost 10 seconds of a spin? Oh, how have we missed this?
What on earth has happened there?
We're focusing
race
on
is
the
wide
motorcycles
open.
racing. It's the setup. The setup is so weird. You just don't know. One time you're racing the cleanest race ever, and the second time you're just spinning off. This is basically what this setup can do. Same happened to Little Skill. Once he spun, now he's 15th. Again in a fucking spin.
This is crazy, crazy stuff.
Ryan is just running away with it right now.
Oh,
if he
Dennis
doesn't
has
make a
dropped
mistake.
Dennis
is dropping it as well.
Goodness me, this is really crazy
It's
stuff at the head
carnage.
of the pack.
Michel dropped it.
These drivers are really struggling with this car, trying to get these tyres activated, trying to get the grip down on the circuit, and no one seems to be able to get it right. Now there's a decent gap at the head of the pack. That's only 2 seconds between Max 67 and Ryan Skywalker. If Max can keep it on the track, and there I was waxing lyrical about him before, running away with it. He's just gone and dropped it himself. Oh, who's that backwards?
Oh, and it's a lap car right in front of him, who's just spun out as well.
It's huge ass. You just spinning out in front of Max Newt. That's the danger of this setup. It's like you don't know when you spin. It's uncontrollable. It's a fast setup, but you do one mistake and you are last.
This is very interesting stuff. These drivers need to just be able to keep this car on the track and they'll win the race by the looks of it. But this gap at the front isn't getting any bigger. It's still within 3 seconds here between Max 67 and Ryan Skywalker. And then you got Dennis Bosman now 10 seconds behind after he had his spin. But Michel Rodriguez also had a spin, so he's going to drop even further behind Damien Hall. And this top 5 have been spread wide apart after their spins, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Max has just overheated his tyres with his spin, and now he's going to have to wait to get those tyres back. I think this track is all the little elevation pitches and changes over this in the awkward positions, which is what's causing all of this chaos. There's a slight bump through turn 1. It's of course you're apexing and peaking the top of a crest at turn 4, and then it's all the elevation changes. What makes Portimao such a fantastic circuit for GT cars, but an absolute nightmare for driving a Formula car.
It certainly is. All them downforce elements going up and down and down and up. It's going to be an absolute nightmare to race. And
I think Max has spun again. He's just hemorrhaged 3 seconds in a corner, 4 seconds.
He must have had a half spin or a spin. He's dropping back from Ryan Skywalker, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Ryan does have a slightly better understanding of the car overall. I think Max might have just got a little bit complacent, taken his mind off it a little bit, like dropped it. Instead of using 100% concentration, he was down at 90-95%, and as a result of that, he's absolutely paying the price now. And I think he's probably quite frustrated with himself, which isn't going to help him. His only chance now is for Ryan to have a mistake.
Indeed it is. We'll see how that one goes because there's only one more lap for the drivers here. Ryan Skywalker is coming around onto the start finish straight to start his final lap of the first race, and he's going to surely want to try and hold onto this right to the line. Max 7 now 6.7 seconds behind Ryan Scowick at the head of the pack, and then Dennis Bosman another 10 seconds behind the pair of them. Damien Hall is going to be in a battle of his own in fourth position, and Michel Rodriguez and Guliczek, are battling away now. Halfway around the lap they are, coming on towards the back straight, I believe, down the hills, round along right-hander before the end of the lap, and Guliczek is behind Michel Rodriguez. Keith Holt moving through the pack. He's managed to keep it together. He's moved up from nearly last to ninth. He's into a point-scoring position, as is Henry Comsey, everyone's favourite Finn. Fought his way back up from about 15th position by keeping it on the track. He's now into the 8th position. He's going to be taking home some valuable points because we've got a new point-scoring system this season as well. We'll go into it towards the end of the race, maybe in the next race as we start to hear more about it. But it's a point scoring system that rewards being in the top 10 a little bit more.
I'm sorry, but it's Guliczek dive bomb and Michel Rodriguez into VIP. Almost trying to overtake, but Michel just got a better apex of the corner. Now side by side, coming into the next corner, nothing they can do. It's Michel still in the first. Really great drive by Guliczek. Still, even him, he is come from last as well. And right now he's 6 battling for 5th.
Jump in because Ryan Scowick has just finished the race and he's taken home the victory for this first race. Max 7's going to finish in second position, and then Dennis Bosman's going to come across the line just a bit behind him, and we will jump back to that Guliczek Michel Rodriguez battle. Well called there, Spitslam, as they are locked at the horns once again. Guliczek breaking deep, trying to find Michel Rodriguez.
That's a skill issue.
That's a skill issue. Michel Rodriguez with a half spin. He allows Guliczek through and he drops down into 6th position. And that's going to be valuable points taken away from Michel Rodriguez from a simple incident in the second to last corner. Michel Rodriguez, what are you like? Tom's biting his tongue right now.
Yeah, I'm sat thinking I'm being nice to him, and it was Spitslam just taking out the sword and just absolutely assassinating him.
Certainly
do you want to know something funny? Guliczek learned about the race an hour and a half ago.
Guliczek has had a fantastic debut here, as has Damien Hall in 4th and 5th. Henry Comsey up with a half spin there. He stops on a dime, recovers and carries on going. He dropped behind Keith Holt on the last lap, and Keith Holt moves up into 8th position, and he's going to finish this race there. And I'll do a quick run through the top 10, as we've had plenty of chaos in this last lap. Ryan Scowick won the race from Max 7, from Dennis Bosman, from Damien Hall, Guliczek. 2 rookies there, 2 first-timers taking on 4th and 5th. That's a great debut for them too. Keith Holt, Michel Rodriguez in 6th, Mozart Wee in 7th, Keith Holt in 8th, Henry Comsey finishes the race.
He's not finished yet. He's driving through the wall of the pit lane. He's just discovered that wall does actually exist.
Roger Sale finishes in 9th. Henry Comsey, I think, will be classified in 10th after that interesting finish for him.
No, he still hasn't crossed the line. He's only slowly going down the pit lane, and I think that I don't know, has Hugh just finished, or is this?
Hugh Jass has already crossed the line. He crossed the line behind, and I think Henry Comsey might be classified there. We'll see. We'll see. That was a very interesting end to the race there. Nonetheless, that's that one done. That's the first race done, and that was chaotic, wasn't it?
To say the least, yeah, it was quite exciting, I think.
Let the carnage begin.
Yeah, let the carnage begin. So let's take a look at who is going to line up on pole position, and I am not fully sure, actually. Let's see if we can get some driver tags on.
First, pole position is Roger, then it's Keith, then Smells Like We, then it's Jump Me Back a Mile, and I have no idea who's in between.
Wow. Well,
yeah, it's weird. The live timing is weird as well right now. It's Michel, Guliczek, Damien, Dennis. It's random grid.
No, Michel's on 4.
Yeah, Michel is 4th.
Guliczek 5th. Dennis.
Yeah.
This is
the grid.
I think
it's because a lot of people didn't finish, so it just somehow something happened. Ryan is mid-back.
I think that potentially what's happened here, it's a common thing with a sort of course, actually. The reverse grids don't always work. It's something that we do know about. I think it also gets confused when lots of people don't finish or are in the pits or are a lap behind. I'm going to blame Henry Comsey for this one. That's what I'm just saying.
No, see, I think that's unfair on Henry.
Yeah, I think that's unfair for
Henry,
Henry
just
as
cross the
well.
line next time, man. Come on.
It's not that difficult. Just drive.
Well, Spit Slam, talking about just driving it not being
Tom,
difficult.
Tom, shut up.
Does anybody remember Highlands?
Let's not mention it. Let's not mention it. This is a new season.
You
Fresh
mean the
start.
stream that is pulled off YouTube? Fine.
There's no record of it. Anyway,
Oh, is it
right,
not?
fellas, let's get ready to race. We've got 30 seconds to go before the red lights do come on. Tom, this time it's your predictions first. Who's going to be in the lead by the first corner?
I don't even know. You know what? I'm gonna be really optimistic. I'm gonna say Smells Like Weed.
Smells
I'm
like
going to say
weed.
Gulicek.
Spitzon says Gulacek from 6, Smells Like Weed from 3rd. We'll see how that one goes. I think the camera's looking at Smells Like Weed now in this orange Ferrari. We've got 6 red lights to go on for the drivers here. DRS wide open, Smells Like Weed. He's going to try and get the best start possible. 6 red lights go on, 6 red lights go out now, and away we go. And that is a great start from Smells Like Weed there. He has to move to avoid Roger Sale off the line, and they are almost 4 wide, and Smells Like Weed has lost all that advantage that he gained. Max 7's up the inside of a bunch of drivers into the first corner, and it's carnage in the first corner. The drivers are 4 or 5, 6 are wide, and I've no idea who's anywhere. They're breaking deep in towards the first corner. Keith Holt and Michelle Rodriguez have taken the early lead in towards the hairpin. Who's gone off there, Spitzon?
Almost the entire half of the grid. Those girls Smells Like We, Isaac, Hujas, Mad Bull, Sebastian, and Mike.
A huge send by Henry Comsey onto Ryan Skywalker. Sorry.
It's fine. It's a lot of carnage.
There is
it's
a
the
lot of
first
carnage,
lap.
and well, impressively, we've got a 3-car battle in the for 5th right now between Henry Comsey, Ryan Skywalker, and Max Newt 7. Old habits die hard. Leading the race is Michelle Rodriguez. Is he going to bottle this one? We'll wait and see. Gulacek is into 2nd position. Keith Holt is dropping down like a sack of potatoes right now. Henry Comsey moves through on Keith Holt up the inside, breaking deep, and Ryan Skywalker has also now arrived on the scene. We'll see if he can capitalise on this carnage as they head up the hill once again. Breaking deep for this left-hand hairpin. Keith Holt locks his brakes. Henry Comsey moves through cleanly up into 4th position.
Damon Hall getting spun by none other than, if I'm right, who was it? It was Alexander Gray or Alex Heller. So, if I saw right, it was Alex Heller who spun Damien. So that's a penalty for the marshal.
It's all
Here we
changed
go.
up and down the grid. You can see the arrows going crazy in the mid-pack right now, but Michelle Rodriguez does lead us. Gulacek a second behind. Dennis Bosman not too far behind Gulacek, and then it's Henry Comsey, Max 7, and Ryan Skywalker battling for 4th as Michael Hagan is dropping down the order because he's battling with Alexander Gray. Have you spotted that one?
No, it's the battle of Alexander Gray, Alex Heller, and Michael Hogan. There's 2 Alexes and 1 Mike battling there. It's Alex makes clear work of Mike Hogan and getting to the slipstream of Alexander Gray coming into VIP. I think Alexander Gray is a little. That was a bump by Mike Hogan. That's not clean. That will be some penalty points for Mike Hogan, but Alex can retake the position again. No problem with that. He is 10 times faster than Mike.
Yeah, Alex is racing fantastically. We've got to say it. Oh, and Alex gets spun into a spin. Hugh Jass goes up the inside of Alex Heller. He clips his back wheel, and Alex Heller is sent round, and the baguette, Le Bandit, has been banditted himself. And I have to say, he's earned enough of a reputation to get rid of that nickname, because as I was about to say, Alex is very much impressing me right now with his new setup. He is really at racing pace, and he was really taking on Mike there. As we see, Smells Like Weed dropping down behind
third
Isaac
place,
Johansson.
Dennis Bosman's just spun out on the final corner all by himself. And just as we swap now, Ryan Skywalker is using the full DRS. He's absolutely dropped it. Obviously, with very aggressive sweeping. Ryan's had to take an avoiding action, and as a result, has gone absolutely pirouetting across the road. I think Ryan is. I think he's vomiting in his VR headset after that one. I would not blame him at all. Oh my god.
With that happening, Gulacek fastest lap as well. Henry going faster and faster. Max Newt spinning out, coming through the third turn.
Gulacek up the inside of Michelle
Gulacek
Rodriguez.
in the lead.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez
It's a battle with
getting
Michelle.
taken on by Gulacek for the lead. Gulacek diving down the inside in towards the downhill hairpin. Gulacek almost made the move stick with Michelle Rodriguez, got a decent amount of overspeed. Michelle Rodriguez breaks deep as they come through, but he just seems to get so much speed out the corners, but Gulacek unable to battle it right now. Gulacek, though, still keeping Michelle Rodriguez very honest, and who's that lurking in the background? It's Henry Comsey. Max 7, we saw him having a half spin, and he's dropped down behind Henry Comsey. He's well away away from this battle. So it's all down to these three for the lead. Michelle Rodriguez leading them away. Gulicek not too far behind, and Henry Comsey. He could capitalise on these two having an incident, but for now it's them three. 1, 2, 3, and that was a bit of a chaotic lap too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was more chaotic.
I would be surprised if Henry doesn't get any penalised from how aggressive his defending has been against Ryan in those opening laps.
Michelle Gulicek! Gulicek has gone off!
It's again the main straight.
It's the same
It's
thing
the
that happened
death
to
of the
Ryan
main straight.
Skywalker. Michelle Rodriguez moved over to defend him. Gulicek got on that little, it's a little patch of, it's not AstroTurf, but
grass.
It's green, it's like green curbing
It's
on
green
the
tarmac.
left
Oh, yeah.
side, green tarmac, and it seems to send people around. It's very interesting.
It's painted tarmac, so it's not as grippy as the standard tarmac is, which is what caused it. Yeah, but Henry was very aggressive with his defending, which very Lance Stroll, Kota-esque, you know, not really that acceptable. That's my opinion, though. I'm not a marshal.
That's
Probably a good thing,
Henry.
really.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Tom, but it's Henry just sending it into the turn by Michelle Rodriguez, and that's the first place that I don't think will last at the end of this race.
Well, he's got to make it to the end and not spin first. And there's someone slow on his line. He's going to avoid that one. And hopefully Michelle behind him is going to avoid it as well. I reckon Michelle is not going to let him try and run away here.
He's not. Michelle Rodriguez is going to try and keep him as honest as he possibly can. Michelle, of course, was leading this race for, well, 6 minutes, and he's now been passed. But he's no bad driver, and as long as he can keep it on the black stuff, he's going to be battling Henry Comsey for the lead. And this is really great stuff from Henry and Michelle. See them up in 1-2. Max Suit 7 not far behind. He's in third position, and he's 6 seconds back from from Henry Comsey now. And he's going to try and keep them honest. If either of them has a spin, he should surely be on the back of them. Dennis Bosman's in fourth, Michael Higgins in fifth, Hugh Jass is in sixth. And there's some decent battles up and down the grid, but, well, let's just cast our minds back. Now we've had a minute to breathe. We've had 2 spin-outs on the start-finish straight from defending. First Ryan Skywalker, and he just had to retire after that one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was very dizzy, would be my assumption. Because we know he wears a VR headset, and watching him spin round like he was on one of those spinning things, on those roundabouts, just absolutely G-forced. It's enough to make anyone a bit motion sick, I think.
I have good information. He is a little bit sick. He is still shaken up, but he didn't barf into his VR headset. So nothing bad happened.
Quite impressive if he managed to do that, considering it only covers his eyes.
a little bit Mark Webber Istanbul Park kind of.
God.
Michelle Rodriguez has dropped back from Henry Comsey quite a bit at the head of the pack as well. 2.5 seconds back now. Has he had a moment, or the gap between Max and Henry Comsey hasn't changed? So I assume Michelle must have had an incident, or is just running out of time.
Michelle just isn't as quick. It's as simple as that. He's doing a good drive, but he's just not. It's not as quick. It's like he's a B-tier. No, he's not a B-tier driver. But well, we've got the different tiers of drivers, and we know how quick Henry Comsey is. We know how quick Max Snoot is, and we know Michelle just plays the wrong game most of the time. So it's simple as that.
He's used to GT cars, isn't he?
Yeah, he's used to going quite a bit slower.
I see that normal Tom is back. That's great. Welcome back, Tom. You can roast all you want. I will give the job back to you.
No, I'm a changed man. It's just the driver here that haven't changed.
No, you are not. I don't believe that you are changed after 2 weeks, 3 weeks of not commentating. I don't believe that.
There is a battle that I've just
clocked here. Michelle's bloody dropped it.
That's a skill issue.
But Max Snoot was also somehow dropped it somewhere.
He is 7.
Yeah, he's Max Snoot down in 3rd. He's lost a shed load of time. So there we go.
He has
Michelle felt bad for Max, so deliberately pulled a half spin to let Max catch back up to the previous gap.
I know, it's so nice of him, isn't it? And Henry Comsey is going to try and not spin in sympathy as well, as he's now got an almost 9 second gap between himself and second place. He's going to be very happy to look in his rearview mirrors and see absolutely no one. There was another battle just on your screens a minute ago. That was Alexander Gray and Smells Like We. That one seems to have resolved itself slightly. Alexander Gray keeping the gap to Smells Like We. Smells Like We not too far behind, though, in 9th position as they head onto the start-finish straight. That battle's going to keep going until one of them drops it. And then further up ahead as well, Dennis Bosman and Mike O'Hagan are also quite close as they're coming through the third turn here and over the hill onto the back straight. Mike trying to make up one more position and get 2 4th-place finishes. That'll be all right.
Oh, it's Alexander Gray, and Smells Like We spinning both at the same corners. Alexander Gray
Michelle and
actually
Max at
knows
the
how
same
to
gap.
save it. Oh, and
Somehow
Michelle,
Max has managed to catch up to Michelle. I think it's just because he's quicker. So we could be seeing an overtake opportunity coming up here as long as Max still remembers how to drive the car.
Potentially, hopefully he doesn't drop it himself. We did see that the gap between Max and Henry hasn't come down at all, so it is just down to Michelle Rodriguez not having the pace right now in that yellow traitor livery. But this Force India car in his rearview mirrors, Michelle is going to be absolutely bricking it when he looks behind, and all he sees is Max Newt 7.
I think Max is right now cosplaying Nico Hulkenberg.
Nico
Never getting away.
And there
Max
he goes.
is 7.
The DRS, he got a little bit loose, but he got the overspeed there. There is no way he's not going to get on past. Surely, I think he's clear now with a 1:21.9 for the fastest lap of the race. He gets the job done through turn 1, as all sorts is happening for the battle for 5th there.
It is indeed, so that's that battle for 2nd seemingly made now. We'll see if Michelle Rodriguez can fight back onto the back straight. We'll quickly look back to that battle for 5th, as that has also settled down. There's a bit of chaos going on there, a lot of chopping and changing. Back up in the battle for 2nd, Michelle Rodriguez looking for a way through, but only able to find it as they're breaking deep in towards Toro VIP, but yeah, nothing happening quite yet. In
I
second
think
place,
Mike must have spun because he wasn't 5th and he was right on the backside of Dennis, and now he's 14 seconds back from him, so I think he must have spun.
Yeah, good call.
yeah, it looks like that must have happened to Michael Kagan. That's a real shame for him there, but he's now down in 6th position behind Isaac Johansson, and he's 29 seconds off the leader. So kind of decent points haul on his debut, so he can't be too unhappy. But I'm sure he would have expected more had he not spun. But that's the way of sim racing, isn't it? It's quite easy to spin in a sim racing game because you can't feel it. So it's much easier to spin in a game than it is in real life, and these drivers are experiencing that well and truly.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22. It's much easier to push, and as a result of that, the reduced feeling also makes it much easier to lose it. So
Exactly.
sits on a knife's edge, really.
It is.
As a very, very mediocre racer myself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never span in a race laughing at
You've
someone
never
else spinning.
Oh, definitely not. We could talk
I've
years
never
about
seen
that.
you spin in real life, chappers. You tend to do it behind me, so I don't see it.
Pulling some shade right here, goddamn. This is a commentator box, not a rap show.
My spotty karting history comes to haunt me once again. The battles have kind of calmed down now. Let's focus back on track and not my terrible racing history. The battles have kind of calmed down. Isaac Johansson seems to have had a bit of an incident coming out, not an incident, but like a half spin coming out of Toro VIP, and that's allowed Michael Hagan to close up on the back of him. And these two first timers are duking out for 5th position. We'll see who comes out on top by the end of the race. This could be a decent battle that's starting to form. Elsewhere on track, Alexander Gray and Hugh Jass are quite close together as well. Hugh Jass just about a second and a bit away from Alexander Gray, and then behind Hugh Jass is someone that he's not battling with, so that's all right. And that's about it right now, isn't it?
It's a bit calmer this race, I think, than the first one. I know the
Ryan
first one was a
Skywalker,
bit...
that's why.
Yeah,
he got put through the washing machine. He's been deposited back in the in just the general chat here in the Track Titan Discord.
we can say that he is washed.
Yeah, that's some bad connotations. And we're being friendly today. We're being nice. We're being positive. Because
I'm
at the
just
end of the
ruining
day,
it.
everybody's here to have fun and get better at sim racing. Unlike Ryan. Anyways.
No, we certainly are. Let's get it clear. We're all here to have fun, and it's been a great pair of races. But yeah, like you say, this one's calmed down quite a lot, and the drivers are much more spread out. Hopefully next week we've got the McLarens from 2000.
McLaren
from
MP4.
Yeah, the historic Senna McLarens. So we'll see how the battling goes with them. They should be just as crazy to control, but potentially a little bit slower.
Excellent news. Just as crazy. I like the sound of that.
I
Although I,
can
won't
say,
be here to commentate on that one, unfortunately. So I'll watch the highlights after.
oh, that's sad. By the way, I wanted to say as well, it's how you said about the pushing with these cars. It's the same with all open wheel cars. If you push too much, you can lose it easily. You are basically riding on a line.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Oh, and someone else goes off in front of Hugh Jass there. That's Alexander Gray. Oh, Alexander Gray.
Right as
takes
I
a
say
spin.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Going to prove your point. You're very right, Spitzlam. When you're in such a high downforce, such a high power car like this, you're treading a very thin line between pushing and well, overdoing it. And it's
Oh,
something
and
that's easy to
Hugh
overdo.
Jass did that as well right now, taking a little bit of a drift into second to last corner.
Hugh apparently feeling bad for Alex gives him a spin
Yeah.
to sympathy.
That's what I was thinking. He decided to duet him a bit.
He's just such a good friend.
It still doesn't
what
have.
a nice guy.
It still doesn't have. I think it was Alexander Gray, and it smells like we just spinning in the same corner at the same time, in the same moment.
So nice.
That was cinematic. That was just good. And then that's a long word to
Michael
say.
Hogan's just spun and he's hit the wall and he's ended up back straight again and he's barely lost any time. And
What?
if it
It's
wasn't for that
Michelle
time,
overtaking Max. Max
What's
and Michelle Rodriguez.
I think Max has done the same thing again. I think he must have looked at. There's no way. And there's
Spin
going
of
to be
sympathy.
1 lap to go.
There is indeed. They're coming on to the final lap now. Michelle Rodriguez and Max 67 locked at the horns. Henry Comsey has already started the final lap. He's already in the first corner as these two are just coming on to the start-finish straight. Max 67 is going to have the inside line for the first corner if he can keep it alongside Michelle Rodriguez. But Michelle looks to have the overspeed on Max 67 right now as they're coming down the hill once again. Max 67 looking to break deep, but he's unable to make that one stick. He's going to run very, very wide out of the first corner to try and get as much power as he possibly can. Oh, and he gets a half spin.
He lost.
He gets a half spin and he drops back from Michelle Rodriguez by about 2 seconds there. And surely that is signed, sealed, delivered. Michelle Rodriguez in second position. But now Max 67 has to look into his mirrors because who's arriving on the scene? It's Dennis Bosman. He's the dark horse. I said it from the start. And he could potentially be capitalising and taking a podium away from this one if Max 67 keeps up this track record of spinning. He's only got half a lap left to do. If Max 67 can just keep it on the track, he'll be all right. Michael Hagan has taken a spin on the exit of the first corner, but he's not lost any more time because Alexander Gray was so far behind. And wow, that's just been a chaotic almost end to this race. We've got 3 drivers locked with only 3 seconds between them as they're coming around the lap now.
Yeah, I think Michelle's deliberately trying to put off Max because every time he gets to a braking zone, he's deploying a smoke screen currently, which I think is a tactic to allow Dennis to get closer and not bad driving in the slightest because, as you all know, Michelle is a fantastic driver and that's why he's in second deliberately and not because of other people's misfortune.
Of course,
So
no, Michelle far too
as we're
much credit
talking
there.
this, last race we were saying Henry just crossed the line. It's not that difficult. Henry has proven it's not that difficult. You just cross the line in front of everybody else. He takes his win, first one of the season.
Exactly. Your second race winner of season 4 is Henry Comsey. Michelle Rodriguez holds on to second position and finishes there. Max in 7th and 3rd. Dennis Bosman finishes in 4th, and that was a great 3-car battle right at the end. It's a shame not more didn't come of it, but nonetheless an exciting end to the race.
I just want to say that was a fantastic. Michelle drove off the track there at turn 1, hit the wall in such a perfect aerodynamic way that he span off there and pirouetted as if he belongs in Swan Lake. I knew I'd get to say that about him today, and I'm very glad it was after the race.
It happened. Let's go.
In
Wait,
5th
it's
place,
Alexander
it's
Gray
Isaac
spinning.
Johansson. It is indeed. He's dropped down behind Alexander Heller on the last lap of the race. Them two have been duking out all race long. Isaac Johansson there finished in 5th position. Hugh Jass finished in 6th. That's a great finish for him in his first race of the season. Michael Hagan managed to recover to 7th position, and he held himself ahead of Alex Heller, who finishes in 8th. Alexander Gray in 9th, and then Smells Like We rounds out the top 10 and the final points finisher. And that's a double points finish for Smells Like We. A decent midfield contender once again. Guliczek finishes in 11th, Keith Holt in 12th. It's Roger Sale in 13th, and then it's Sebastian A on his debut, finishes in 14th in the second race of the day. And then Little Skittle somehow in 17th place. Don't ask me why. Nonetheless, there he is. And well, what a race that was. We were treated to something truly special there. It's great to see the Track Time Community Race Series back for yet another season. And that second race was a little less exciting than the first, but Of course, we had plenty of chaos towards the start and throughout, with Ryan Skywalker disqualified. Sorry, DNFing, and as the same with Gulacek. Let's chat to our race winners, shall we?
Yeah. Let's get him in here. Which one are we going to go for first, do we think?
Oh. Let's have a quick chat with Ryan Skywalker first, as he won the first race. Let's drag him in here.
Yeah.
Ryan
All right, everybody,
Skywalker.
get your umbrellas up. Protect yourself from the vomit that could be coming our way.
The vomit
Ryan,
that
have
could-
you got your bag?
Ryan, are you feeling
I'm
okay?
Catching my breath, man.
You had.
I tell you, that was the first time ever I get nauseous in VR, I tell you.
Yeah, we could definitely see that happening. So in that first, we'll start with the first race for you. As this, you know, you were the winner of the first race. This is what we brought you in to talk about primarily. You had a great first race, really. You dropped back from Max Newt 7 a bit because you had a bit of a spin, and then Max, in sympathy, did the same as you did, and then you just kept it on the track, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't even know I passed him. Like on the last lap, I saw, oh, I'm first. And then I was like, where's Max? And he was in chat for the first time. I don't know why. He's like, oh, I spun. I'm like, okay. I didn't even, because I don't have my positions. For some reason, they didn't show today. So I didn't even know he spun until the last lap.
Well, yeah, he certainly. He made it easy for you in the end. We thought you two were going to be battling right through to the wire, but no.
But Henry was aggressive today.
Henry was very aggressive, and we'll come to that. And now, because we'll talk about your second race. So you had a decent start, managed to make your way through the packs, and then you and Max and Henry were battling. It was a three-way battle, and we think, oh, this is bloody brilliant. This is like the return of season 3. However,
Season all.
season all. However, it did come down to it, and you and Henry were battling away. Henry defending. You got on the green tarmac and went around?
Yeah, I forgot I already opened my DRS at that point, and he swerved to the inside, and I swerved to the outside, and I swerved too hard. Then I hit that the bump on the crest of where you get the grid. I hit that bump with open DRS, and that just sent me to the Shadow Realm.
Looks slightly different from my POV. It looked like Henry moved very late, so turns out it was all your own fault. It's all okay.
I don't know what happened. I just closed my eyes because you can't handle it. Really, you can't. It's crazy. I can't imagine what it would be like in a real car. Wow.
Yeah, goodness me. It was a very chaotic race, and a lot of people were struggling to control it. But you managed to control it well for the first race, and then, yeah, that second race, you had to get the bath bag out, and, well, I guess that was it.
It's black bath bag.
We were saying it was a bit like Mark Webber in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Spitslam, do you have any questions for our race 1 winner?
I don't think I do. It's great that you didn't vomit in your VR. You don't have to clean it up. Good for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know who would clean that up. I wouldn't. I'd start using the screen again.
Right, well, that's awful. So it's been a decent start to your season, Ryan. I'm sure you can recover from this one. A race 1 win, a race 2 DNF, but we've got drop rounds, and we're just going to have to chalk that one off to a drop round by the looks of it.
Black little box on my name, barf bag.
Fortunately for you, Max Newt 7, your rival from last season, didn't win either race, but he did. He did come home with decent points finishes. So we'll see how
he wanted, of course,
But
India. He got Nico Hülkenberg.
But Henry is showing his talent with a better PC this season. I'm glad.
He certainly is. We're going to get him into chat next. But, well, do you want to leave a message for Henry? We'll tell him.
See you next race, boy.
All right, we'll tell him that. I'll drag you back in. See you later, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Bop, 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 bop. That's Ryan Skywalker, race 1 winner. Let's drag in Henry Comsey. We've stolen you. I hope you weren't in the middle of a conversation, but we have stolen you. What a great race that was in the second race, Henry. Easy win for you in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like a Sunday drive.
Yes, Henry.
With the new computer, of course it was.
In the perfect finish way and all.
Yeah.
No,
The Iceman is back.
The Iceman is back. It was a great race from you, Henry. Well done for that. You've got another race coming up soon, I think, haven't you? Oh, have you already done it earlier today?
Earlier today.
Oh, he's already done it. So he's had 2 races today, and he won the second race. The first race didn't go quite to plan. What happened there?
I got hit on the first turn, and after that few spans here and there because I only practiced less than 10 laps,
Well,
and it was hard to drive.
yeah. Well, I think you were the one that was caught in that first lap melee. That was a bit of chaos, but you did very well in the second race. Took home a win, and Ryan said he wanted to leave you a message. He said he's coming for you. He'll see you later. He
am
says.
am I ahead of him in the standings or?
Not sure. We'll find out. Keith is going to put the standings up
You-
soon, but we've got a
I
new
think
points.
you will be. Where did you finish in the
We've got a
first
new
race?
point system, Tom. Bear in mind.
Yeah, but if you didn't finish in the top 10, if you didn't finish in the top 10 in the first race, so they'll be the same.
Ah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
you'll be joint on points.
Or Ryan ahead. I don't know who got the fastest lap in that race.
So-
Oh, good point.
Well,
and there's also the
I-
hot lap challenge to count. I think Ryan might be just ahead of you.
Okay, I will give him harder time when that other championship ends.
But then I
yes.
think Max Snoop might be leading it because he's the only one that finished in the points twice and right on the podium, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
Um,
true.
Dennis
but
Bosman
he
also.
makes mistakes.
Yeah, but Max was double podium, wasn't he? So I
This is
think
true.
maybe Max leading at the end. But yeah, Henry, that was very impressive. I'm a big fan of your moves at the start of that second race. And I mean, it was the send you did onto Ryan on lap 1 into the hairpin was absolutely fantastic. I love watching that.
Yeah, I
And
love
then-
that too.
I was just watching Ryan on board, and then suddenly I was there like, "That's a Toro Rosso. That's Henry Compsey." He's just sent Ryan. It was like it was Daniel Ricciardo-esque. It was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, fantastic
Yeah.
send, Henry, there. Beautiful. Well, I don't think I've got a whole lot more to say to you. It's only the first race. We haven't got much championship permutations to go through. Just great racing in that second race, and good luck for next week as well, Henry.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for joining us. Right, there we go. Henry Comsey joining us in the commentary booth there. He's your race 2 winner. And that does conclude the first round here of Season 4 of the Track Titan Community Race Series. That was great fun, wasn't it, boys?
It was.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was very entertaining and a nice reminder of why we all turn up to watch these events every week, every other week or so.
Of course, of course. Next week, it's the turn of the McLaren MP44, that historic 1988 Senna McLaren. These drivers are going to have to tame that around Zandvoort. Took me a minute there. Around Zandvoort, historic Dutch circuit. And of course, that's even tighter than Portimao. So that's going to be sure to bring some chaos. Make sure to tune in for that next week. Splitslam's going to be here. I'm going to be here. Tom is not correct. Yes, Tom's not going to be here.
Not gonna be here.
But you'll be back soon after. But
Yeah,
thank you
week
to everyone for
after I'll be
joining us.
back.
There we go. Thank you to everyone for joining us on the stream. Thank you to everyone for racing today. That concludes the first round, and we'll see you next week. See you later.
Bye.